Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the lightweight Vale Tudo championship of the evening. In the red corner, he is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 158 pounds. A freestyle fighter from Boise, Idaho. Please welcome Jens Pulver. And in the blue corner, he is 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. A Kenpo stylist from Tucson, Arizona. Please welcome David the Beast.
We're here for the lightweight championship of the 1999 Bas Rutten Invitational. Jens Pulver and David Harris, both gentlemen coming off of previous victories in the night. And right now, Harris on the left, Pulver on the right. Pulver coming in for the takedown. Harris lands on his back. And right now, it's Pulver who's in the advantage position on side control on David Harris. Harris has to try to establish a guard.
Harris in an awkward position. Pulver dispatched his previous opponent very quickly, and Harris had a bit of trouble with his.
Harris had a long match, a long fight, so we'll see if wind becomes a factor in this matchup. But David Harris, we've seen in the past, has had good conditioning. Right now, Pulver still maintaining a top position with those arms tied up. Harris trying to get to the guard, or back to his feet. Back to his feet he is. Back down to the ground, back to the feet, down to the ground. He's up again, Harris protecting his face. And now
Pulver delivering a right and a left. Didn't slow Harris down too much, though.
No, Harris definitely very tough.
Ooh, and a left knee to the body of Jens Pulver by David Harris. And another right knee into the body.
Harris throwing some knees. It's interesting to know, you look at Harris, you see him in the ring like this, such a strong, tough fighter, and then you find out that he's actually a 19-year-old college student studying engineering. And you see the dichotomy that characterizes a lot of these fighters. You see them in the ring, they're a very different person outside of it. This is no exception. I'm sure Harris uses a lot of his thinking ability in the ring as well as he does in the classroom, and it shows when he's able to win. Harris right now on the bottom. Pulver on the top, trying to take the back of Harris if he can, using the fence to help steady his base and stand up. Now going for possible guillotine, but it looks like Harris is going to lower his weight and pull down the ground. He's not going to have any of that. Now Pulver coming around to the side.
He still has that choke position.
He does.
Oh, now he's got the guillotine.
Now he's cranking. He's really cranking it. What's Harris going to do? It looks like he's keeping his hand up there, just keeping his right hand up, keeping the weight good. He's able to withstand it.
And delivers a right hand as he pulls away.
Definitely. A good fighter who's trained can definitely withstand a guillotine if they know what to do, and Harris does, so that's great. Every time Pulver comes through with the right, Harris is right there with it, throwing another knee back, throwing a punch back.
As powerful as Pulver is, I don't think he's faced someone as tenacious as the Beast.
No, the Beast has no quitting and he never gives up. Not a fantastic world-class puncher, not a fantastic
and a left hand.
With a combination, yeah.
That straight left crumpled the Beast.
But Harris is right back. You're right, actually. Harris is right back in it. He gets knocked briefly loopy, but he's right back in there. He's just got such a good combination.
And a left knee.
The knee from Pulver puts Harris on the ground, and he could have been momentarily knocked out there again, too. So that's twice within 1 minute that Harris has a potential fight-ending strike thrown against him, but his mind is still in it. He still stays there.
David the Beast Harris holding on, but Pulver has him in some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely, with that arm wrapped, and now he's mounted as he is. Looks like some blood on the leg of Harris. I'm not sure where that came from, but that can't be good either. Trying for the bridge, but I think that Pulver's going to try and keep the mount here. Try to throw some strikes down, see what's going to happen.
Pulver should be mounting an attack now because David Harris is disoriented and a bit weary at this point.
Ooh, uses the legs to pull himself out the back door. Absolutely. Jens sees it coming, gets right back on the back of Harris, so they're back on their feet. Big punches, big lefts. There's the blood. That's coming from the nose of Pulver. So Harris still blood-free, throwing some good knees at this point, right to the head of Pulver. Against the fence, Pulver keeps in close. Right now.
No quit in Harris, and that's That's got to be somewhat disconcerting for Jens Pulver.
Absolutely. It's like, how much do I have to hit this guy? How many knees do I have to throw? But Harris being very effective with those knees, too, and Pulver's not doing a bad job himself. So it could be a point this time, who can take the most abuse? Who can take the most punishment?
Pulver displaying more energy than, well, Harris did deliver an uppercut.
Harris looking very tired, very weary as he backs away. Oh, we've seen this before. We've seen him get tired and come back with a second win and really go to work. Ooh, a flying kick. Falls on the ground, lands in a leg bar position. Unbelievable how he takes a slipping situation and turns it to his advantage. And he could be going for a knee bar right now, or a heel hook.
He's got the heel hook on there. He's turned his foot completely around. Pulver in some pain. He's trying to figure out how to get out of it.
Yeah. He's not twisting, he's not turning, he's kind of staying in the same position.
Oh, and a heel kick by Pulver.
And Pulver's back on top.
Harris scrambling to collect himself and establish some form of control.
Right now, again, Harris on the guard, holding his position, heels to the back of Pulver. Pulver not going to like that. Pulver's got to pull away, get back to his feet, trying to pass the guard, get some action going.
Whenever Pulver tries to catch his wind, it seems as if Harris is able to launch a counterattack.
Yeah, he's right there. He's right there ready to try something new. And that's the mark of a good fighter. It's always offense, offense, offense. You say the best defense is a strong offense. Is that how it goes? But it works. It works. You're trying the head, you're going to the body, looking for submissions, armbar. And Pulver said enough of that. I'm going to stand up. Definitely. Good punches coming through. A good knee. Strong knees from both competitors. Another good knee. Pulver's driving him toward the fence. Looks like a possible guillotine from Harris this time. Pulver, can he defend it? Does he have what it takes? Actually, it doesn't look like David had... Nope, David does not have that other arm through. There he goes. Now he could be getting the guillotine. He's cranking it up, pulling back. And there's a typical defense right there. Arms coming through right underneath both legs. Push the body back. They're back on the ground. Now laying in side control. Not doing much at this point. Harris too close to Pulver to be able to put the guard on. So he wants to just try to prevent the mount.
Harris trying to arch out of it.
A little bit of a bump. Get that knee off. And he does.
Oh,
what an exciting fight.
A knee to the head of Harris by Pulver.
Harris almost coming to the back. Pulver getting to the back of Harris again.
Pulver trying to get his hooks in, get on his back.
Oh, but he falls to the guard. So Pulver's on the guard right now. And Pulver's going to have to work for some submissions. That's one thing we've seen when Pulver's on the bottom. He hasn't been able to really attack Harris, and that's something he's going to have to do now. Try to get some points. Again, this is a no time limit match. And referee going to restart. Says, hey, it's even 5-10 seconds of no action. You're back on your feet. That's not how we do things around here. Again, this is a no time limit match. There are no judges. This thing goes until there is a winner. So the referee does not want to have these fighters lay around on each other for hours on end. Fighters restarting, feeling each other out.
Harris bearing in. He's very tired, but he's winging those punches.
And knees at the same time. Both fighters kneeing.
Left by Pulver scores on Harris's head.
Well, you can see.
Oh, and a right round kick by Harris.
Tying up real close here. Harris got his arms underneath, going down to the legs, going for a takedown. He's going to try and come around that right side so he can get to the side of Pulver. Pulver trying to turn with him to try and keep his guard on if he can. Pulver in the wrestling shoes. Not sure if that's helping his guard work or not. And the ref is going to
restart the match again.
He's restarting. That's unusual. I didn't see how that was a bad or a stalling position, but the referee says, hey, you guys aren't going to lay on the ground. You guys are going to stand on your feet and fight. This is almost more of the tough man situation where they just want to pound and pound. But referee trying to get the crowd going, trying to get some clapping going on. The crowd responds enthusiastically. These are two fantastic warriors. We're really going at it. Pulver going for a double leg takedown.
Oh, it's a body
Gets
slam.
the bionic. Big slam. Big slam.
That had to take some energy out of Pulver, though.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Knees by Pulver to the back of Harris's head. Harris trying to protect himself from that.
Just got to try to get that guard back on. Try to turn to the inside. Or no. Let's see which way he's going.
He has Pulver close.
They're just on top of each other right now. I think Harris is turning to his stomach so that he can stand because he is going to keep out of the position. There we go. Back down the takedown. Pulver's in the guard once again. And let's see how long it takes before Mr. Pretty decides to restart this again. We'll see what happens. He has no patience for that. Harris going to the face. Small strikes, not big strikes. Trying to get the job done, though.
Yep.
Pounding on the side.
Punches high and low. Palm strikes to the head, punches to the body.
Again, Pretty restarting. Not giving the fighters a lot of time to work.
Harris a little disgusted at that, I think.
Definitely. Jiu-Jitsu stylists need that kind of time. Once they're on the ground, they work for position. And then they work from there to get the submission. But they don't just want to stand up every 5 seconds. So they're going to restart again. It happens. You deal with what's given to you. And Harris coming in, certainly game.
Ooh, a left by Pulver. Scores to the head of David.
Definitely a sense of knee. And there it is. Almost a KO. And, they're back down the ground. Harris is in the guard. That was a great knee, though. He almost got knocked out on Pulver. Pulver staggered. And who knows what Pulver is feeling right now. His head could be very foggy indeed as David wails away and continues his assault. I think right now David knows that he can't just sit here. He has to maintain an offense from that position. Otherwise, he's just going to get re-stood up again and again. So hopefully he's got a plan. Is it a triangle choke? An arm bar? Anything.
He's trying to grab that arm now.
Once again, position himself. He's got 1 foot on the hips, which tells me he's trying to control Pulver's body, trying to keep him away. He's bringing both legs up. Could be going for an arm bar. Grabbing that leg, he could go for a knee bar now, or an ankle lock, any number of things if he can sneak his other leg through there. Not sure what he's going to do. But he's got the leg of Pulver. Pulver's in an awkward position. He does sneak that other leg through. And Pulver might find himself in a little bit of trouble right here.
Yeah, Pulver's leg is in a bad position right now.
Once you get a whole body against one leg, you're not in a good position at all. Pulver's wriggling, trying to stay with it. David cranking the ankle right there, as you can see. And that's it. Pulver gives up. We have our champion, David Harris, again, our lightweight Bas Rutten Invitational champion. A fantastic matchup. These men are both warriors. David Harris comes out on top. Great, great fight.